Hey y'all, all my crafty friends out there, I'm back again. I'm gonna try to do a relatively quick video of these two golden book journals that I recently finished, and will be available in my Etsy shop, and I'll post the link in the video below. So I know I'm a little bit behind as far as Easter goes, but I still think this is a really it's cute. It's not just, bunnies aren't just for Easter, are they? But and this could be a personal journal. It could be a kid's journal, whatever you want to use it for. I just love them. I'm so addicted to them. But anyway, so this is the Whispering Rabbit, and I put a little piece of gingham to bind it, and I also used like a book binding tape in here too. It's not just the fabric. And then I stitched in, some vintage buttons. And then these little ones right here, they're not vintage. They're actually from a pack of buttons that I got from October Afternoon. And I love their stuff. They make things that look vintage, but the rest of them are. So I did the buttons on this again. I'm really liking that. And I made an envelope, and I was just kind of playing around with this. I had some Peter Rabbit. It was like a tissue paper, not a napkin, stuff that a friend of mine last year in a florist journal swap, because I want to eventually do a Beatrice Potter, a Peter Rabbit book. But she sent me this really cool, almost like sort of like a tissue paper, but a little bit thicker. Anyway, here I go. I'll start rambling in the video. It'll be 30 minutes long. But anyway, so I made this little envelope, and I just layered it, and then Phaedra had made me some little flowers and sent them to me, and then a little vintage button, and a little piece of, there's like a tape. It's almost like a washi tape, but it's a fabric tape, and that was also in what Kelly sent me last year in that florist journal swap, and then a little piece of trim that Phaedra had sent me. So, you guys are so awesome. I get so many cool things from y'all. It's just amazing. And then this is that really old ledger paper that I have. So, and then I just did a little bit of hand stitching on the sides and on the back, and then put a little piece of fabric there with a button. And so there's a bunch of little goodies in here that will come with the book. And I was playing around with this. I didn't think it's a little bit larger than the actual book, so you can use it for something else, or you can just kind of stick it in there and carry it with you. But here's the little book, and I usually keep all of mine. I usually keep this plain, unless it's been really written on, or it's messed up or anything. I'll cover it up. But I also made a little tag, and I just clipped it in there, and I did the hand stitching around it. And I put a little, on the extra thread down here, I just put a few beads, and it's got twine. So that's just clipped right here. That's a little bit of washi that's coming up. I'm gonna glue that. And here's a little pocket with a flashcard and bits of paper left over from some of these projects, and a little fabric lace buttons on some tea-dye paper. I did some stamping in this one. So this is a mixture. The book is intact, and I just folded it over just like I did the other one. And this one, the illustrations in here are just incredible. I love this little book. And I put a little piece of fabric. This first couple of pages, well, this one page had a little bit of damage to it, and just to keep it from tearing anymore, I put a little bit of that washi fabric. It's like a fabric. It's really cool. So it's got scrapbook paper. This is a pocket. And this was from another little book that I found. Little fabric tab with a button. Ledger paper, scrapbook paper, another pocket. And this came from another little book with a rabbit, and I thought he was cute, so I put him in there. Scrapbooking paper, fabric tabs, Look at him. He's so cute. But he yawns and the bee goes down his throat, so it's not good. Anyway, so some music paper, and I just made pockets out of that. And I stuck some other little pieces from another little kid's book in here with the rabbits. Like, it was really cute. I just love, I don't know why I'm so addicted to these books, but I am. I just love them. A couple of little Project Life cards in here. A little flip. I really like those little, doing those little flips. It's really neat. It's a good way to use up bits and pieces. And here's the middle of the signature. And then I had one of those little leaves left. I only had 3 of them, and I used 2 of them on the Hansel and Gretel book, but I had one, so I put it in here. And this is bound with the white hemp twine. And, you know, if you don't like the dangles, you can always take this off and you can cut them back. Won't hurt my feelings. But, so there's a little squirrel trying to get the bee out of the bunny's mouth. So another little flip with a little paper clip and just some little cards there. Other side of that, music. It's kind of like it's like a kid's music and puzzle book. Another little pocket here out of vellum. I did some stamping on it, and I made a little tag from another little golden book with rabbits. A little flashcard. Somebody's burrowing up in there. Anyway, one of my little butterfly paper clips, I thought that would go cute in here. A little fabric. This was off of a piece of a quilt square. Another pocket, and I just did hand stitching around that. A couple more journaling cards. This is a really pretty vintage button here. I love those. Looks like a flower. And whoop. And I did a little fabric pocket here. And then that's the middle. So it's the 2 signatures again. And I really like that. I really like the way they lay flat. Makes it easier to work in. Stuck a little piece of a flashcard there. Another little flip. Some kids writing pages. Another pocket. Another little fabric tab. More music paper. Another flashcard, and then another little golden book page with bunnies. And then I did another vellum pocket and another tag. And I did the stitching on the tag, and I just left the strings that time. I like the way they turned out. I thought they were really cute. More stamping. Another little kid's book with the rabbits. And I love this. I love this paper in here. I love the colors. I love the bright colors in this, and it's pretty with this pink. Love it. And then on this one, I had a little piece of it's a little butterfly. That was, I think it's from a piece of broken jewelry or something I got somewhere, but it looks really pretty in here. So I added that. And this one I did keep it fairly simple, so you can take the bits and pieces that come with it and, you know, do your own thing. You know, you can write in it, you can, you know, you can put pictures in it, you can make it a scrapbook, you know, whatever you want to do. Oh, sorry about that. And then as you can see, this page right here, I believe, is the last page, and it has some stains on it. So it was a well-loved book, but most of it was in really good shape. And then this is another pocket. Just added a little lace. And another pocket here in the back. So, and then this is the back, and then I'll sign it down in here. I usually just sign it down in here. And this one I did add some corners on it. If I come across ones that are a little bit, you know, a little bit tattered, I'll add the book corners to it. If they're in pretty good shape, I don't normally do that. And I'm not sure, I can't remember what the copyright on this book was. So this was originally in 1948, and it was renewed in 1975, and then this says 1992 for illustration. So this is not an old, it's not really an old book. I mean, you know, it's 20-some years old, but it's not, you know, it's not one of the older ones. It's a, anyway, you get what I'm saying. Okay, so that's that one. And then I thought this one was just so cute, and it was pretty beat up. You know, a lot of it was torn up here, and the corners you can see it's very worn. But I just love that little, look at that little blue-eyed boy on there. So I put had some smaller book corners on this one, and I thought it looked cute. And you can see it's, you know, it's seen its better days, but I love it. I just think it's awesome. And on this one, I did the buttons again, and I actually put 2 of my homemade buttons on the spine on this one, and the rest of them, I believe they're vintage. This one may not be, but I think they all are. And I just love that big wood button. These, of course, are vintage. This big one right here, and I think maybe both of them came from a pack of, about like 2 packages of buttons from Gina over at the Rebookery. And I think those came in what I bought from her. And this is some of that gingham, some of that little strip of that flannel shirt, and 2 little pieces from that quilt square that I have. I'm telling you what, I'm using every little bit of that I can, because I love it. Just love the colors. And I just took 2 pieces, like a piece of the blue old seam binding that Jessica sent me, and then some twine, and put it together, just wrapped around it just to hold it shut. And this one did have a little drawing mark here, and it's in pen, but I just left that. And it's got it's more, you know, of course, more geared towards, you know, the primary colors and boy colors and dogs, and so I made it kind of geared more that way. So I put little, you know, like little flashcards, these are new. These are not old flashcards. And then some other little golden book, things that have dogs and lions and trucks and things like that, and a little index card. And this one page right here is colored on, and I tried to get rid of that, but I couldn't, and it was torn. So what I did was I just took 2 pieces of paper and glued them together to make that edge there, to kind of give you the whole page. So I didn't want to lose this right here, because he's so stinking cute. I love dogs. And this book is from 1969. So this is an older one. So some tea-dyed paper, this calligraphy paper. I've got a little, some smaller pieces in here. Did this one a little bit different. And this is one of my paperclip embellishments that, you know, I've had some of these made for a while, and I thought it really fit in here, so I put it in here. It says, play hard, love, grow. Put some Disney encyclopedia pages in here. Made a pocket. This is a page from another kid's book, and then I took a little bit thicker piece of, it's not real thick, but it's like a chipboard to make it, you know, sturdy, and stitched on it, and then just glued it in here, made a pocket, and then added a tag with this really cool, I love this paper. It's from a, I think it's called Cool Kid or something, or Rad Kid. I can't remember, I don't have it right in front of me. The really cool little paper pad I have. And here, you know, again, it's a little bit worn, so I just put a little piece of fabric there. And on this one, I did it different. Other than, I kept the pages in there, but rather than folding them in, Elizabeth Brewer did a video, and it was just genius on how she took the pages and you fold them over in here, and then you put a piece of double-sided tape and you stick it down, and then you do it on the other side, so when you close your pages back up, it fits perfectly. Now, you might lose a little bit of imagery on this side, but I thought I would try it with this book, because this book was a little bit, was not in the best of shape, but for the most part, all the pages are really good. So anyway, some more scrapbook paper, but she has a video on how she does it. It's really cool. I thought it was pretty genius. Genius, Elizabeth. Love you. So, and here's a pocket here. And this is just a little piece of, I think this came in a flow journal too, in a swap, and it was little strips of this, which kind of looks like, you know, writing paper, but it's a little bit thicker. And that's just a little piece I had in my stash. So I did the same thing here. You see where it's folded up, here? So I just added a little strip to kind of disguise that a little bit. But it still worked out really well. And then in the center of this signature, I just put 2 little buttons. And I left the tails long here. But if you don't like that, like I said, you can cut it back. And then I put a little flashcard, another little book with dogs, and another little flashcard. And these, I think these were, I think those were in that journal that I won from Renee over at GT Designs. Look at him, isn't he cute? And I love this paper. This paper went perfect with the colors. Look how the colors match that. Anyway, I love this. And I have boys, so, you know, I had to be pretty creative, you know, making things to document my boys and stuff, because when I first started doing this kind of stuff, there was not a lot of, most things were fairly feminine or garden or, anyway, so come a long way in being able to find things that, for boys, but I love these colors, and I don't know, you know, I love my boys, my little cherubs, even though some days, you know how that goes. So this is just another little piece, and I made a little tuck there with some other scrapbooking bits and pieces that I had. And this little, I love this little dinosaur. That was a little button that came in that flow journal I won from Renee. So, and that was a Valentine flow, y'all. So you can, you know, you can do whatever. You can make that stuff work in your favor. And why is that like that? Okay, I think that shouldn't be there. So you see how when you fold that over, you get that kind of edge right there. But for that right there, I just left it because I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to make it too bulky in here. And then this is a pocket. And that's the center. So the next signature, another pocket, and I thought this was really cute, from another vintage. This is from a vintage children's book. I love the little gator. He's crying. I'm not sure why, but anyway. And then another flashcard. And a little tuck spot here. This is some other things that I had from a in my stash. I don't know where it came from. Another little, I just did a little tuck there with a scrap piece of paper, and then this was from another little Mr. Dog golden book, and I just made a little envelope. I thought that was cute. That little boy chased him. Mr. Dog with his corncob pipe. It's kind of funny. Some tissue paper, some music paper, just a little bit different things in the second signature. I put a little file folder, piece of file folder in here, and part of a flashcard. And this is another. This is from some printables that I bought from a lady off of Etsy. And if y'all have any questions about anything, just leave it in the comments, and I'll answer your questions. But I printed these out and then put them on chipboard just to give them some stability, and I just stapled him in there. So, stuff from my stash.
And then I found a big Richard Scarry book, so I did an envelope. I put it in here, but I left it so whoever gets it, you can, if you want the other side, you can flip it around, you know, and do the others, use the other side, whichever side you want to use. And I love that book. It's really neat. So another pocket, another little flashcard, and another little page for my, this came from my kids' encyclopedia that Jessica sent me. And I was gonna put him in with the rabbit book, but I thought, no, I want to put him in with the boy and the dog. Well, he fit in here too. And then in the center here, I put 2 buttons on this, and I used a hemp twine on this too, but it's kind of like a multicolor brown and tan. Like a brown and tan and green, which I thought went good with this, so I used that. I hope I'm in frame, y'all. Another pocket, another tag, some more little book pages with dogs. Anyway, you know, I can't make books out of every book I get, even though I would love to. And then this was a scrap piece of paper I had with airplanes, and I just stapled it in, kind of like a little tuck, or you know, little hidden place. The other side of that folder, made a little tuck spot with some, made a little cluster with some boy things, and another little dog. Another little, I don't think it was another little golden book, but I can't remember which one it was. And this came out of that book I found at my thrift store, the spelling book. It's not real old, but it's really cool. Another little piece of that quilted, of that square. I'm getting every little bit of that. Look at that, I love that right there. Love it. Anyway. And another envelope. Put several envelopes in here. And this one, I did the same thing. It's from an encyclopedia, an old encyclopedia, and it had a bunch of maps in it. They're old children's encyclopedias. I think those are the same one that Jess gave me. Another tag with some like twine and sort of like hemp rope, and another little book page. And then this is the back. And now I've already signed this one. And I need to go put a little bit of glue there. That's coming up. Yeah. So, but this one turned out really cute. I really like him. And then I also did a big envelope, you know, a Richard Scarry envelope. And I took some of the fabric pieces that I thought maybe you might want to use, whoever gets this book, and some cutoffs and, you know, bits and pieces in here of things that, lots of little extra goodies in there. That'll be a surprise. So, but anyway, so that's that one. And I have a couple more in progress. I've got 3 more to finish up. 3 more golden books. The Shy Little Kitten, the Mother Goose, and the Golden Book of God. And then I'm not gonna I've already got another video, but just so y'all know, I did post this one. This one is listed in Etsy as well, and there's a separate video on this one. So anyhow, thanks for coming by and watching, and I hope everybody's having a great day. And love you guys. Thank you for all your love and support. I really do appreciate you. Bye.